Hope everyone is well. Khalid Keshta is here, and I decided that I'm going to be settling the most important or most talked about diabetes debate. As you know, there are a lot of ways to measure your blood sugar levels now, providing the new tech. So I'm going to be doing a very comprehensive comparison between the Freestyle Libre 2 and the DEXCOM G6 and the MIAOMIAO that I'm going to be wearing on my Freestyle Libre, and obviously the King, the normal blood glucose monitoring finger pricking. It's going to be a torture because every time I take a reading, I'm going to take it 4 times. And I probably measure my blood sugar, I think, around 20 times a day. And what I'm going through right now, if people are following, I'm not sure when I'm going to upload that video, but I am in competition prep mode. I just finished a competition a few days ago. I won it, thankfully. And I have another one coming up in 10 days. So that is just an additional stress for me, but I feel that this is needed because I do get that question a lot of which gadget do you use, which one is more accurate. So yeah, I'm jumping straight on it now. I did a comparison before between the Freestyle Libre installed on the arms and in the core, and you'll be actually shocked by the results. The link is here in front of you. Go ahead and watch it. Yeah, for now, I am doing what I'm gonna do, the comparison between the 4. Let's start. So I'm gonna be measuring my blood sugar first with the, as I said, finger pricking device, and then I'm gonna measure it from DEXCOM app for the DEXCOM values. So here, where it says 5.4, or I have it also on my Apple Watch here, here you go. Can you see that? Nope, such a fail, but it says on my Apple Watch. This is the DEXCOM and the blood sugar, the finger pricking. Libre, I'm just gonna check glucose on the phone, just like that. Here we go, give a value, yeah. Finally, the MIAOMIAO, I'm gonna be using XDrip, okay? This is an app called XDrip. It only took 20 billion hours to manage to install. There's another app called Tomato that you can use, but the XDrip apparently is more accurate. So yeah, these are what I'm gonna use. I'm gonna do the first test now. Oh, and I have this fancy notebook right here where I'm gonna write down all the measurements that I take, including, and most importantly, the hours, because as you know, if you check your blood sugar from your blood through finger pricking, it gives you the value from the blood. All the other sensors or techniques, they take it from the interstitial fluid between the skin and the blood. So there will always be a few minutes delay, but the hours that you know what I'm talking about, the hours that dictates whether the blood sugar is gonna elevate or drop, shows where it's going. So let's say, for example, if we have a value on the blood glucose monitor, if we have a value of, let's say, 5 millimole per liter, and then I check, let's say, with the DEXCOM, and it says 6, but then the arrow is dropping, it means that it's going towards the 5. So it's accurate enough. And I want you to excuse me if I am speaking slowly or I look like a zombie. It's prepping time. If you haven't done a bodybuilding prepping competition, especially as someone with diabetes, you won't know what I'm going through. But the reason that I chose to do that video now, even though I have no energy for it, is that I am wearing a Libre and I just received my DEXCOM kit. And what I don't want to do is just to wear a Libre for one day, just for the sake of the video, because I'm not going to waste it. I know other people in different countries, like back home in Egypt, they don't even have access to it. So yeah, just gotta get it done right now. So comparison is over. Got some interesting results in front of me, and I think it's quite clear that I'm recording this video on a different day, right? Because I think it's been a few months since I started this video actually, but I've done with my competitions. Now I have the energy to continue. You can see that all the food in my face. Look how puffy I look. Anyway, anyway, got the figures in front of me. Let's go through them together and see which one is the most accurate. So 4 different values here. We've got the blood glucose monitor, DEXCOM, LIBRE, MIAOMIAO. Blood glucose monitor is on the left by itself because it is the main source of value, put it that way. So if I am to compare any of these, I'm going to be comparing it to the blood glucose monitor. That's why it's got its own column on the left. I think all of it is pretty much self-explanatory, but I'm just going to go through it quickly. These are the values, millimole per liter, and these are the arrows that dictates where your blood sugar is going. And this applies to all of them.
I added a column that says difference. So by the way, I did around 14 tests, and I'm telling you it was torture, because every time I had to do a test with my DEXCOM or a LIBRE, I had to prick my finger, and then I had to do in MIAOMIAO as well. So it was long, but it's worth it for this content anyway. So as I was saying, I have a difference here, which shows how different the value of a specific gadget compared to the blood glucose monitor. And where I highlighted it in red, it means that the difference is more than 1, okay? So when it's more than 1, maybe you should start thinking, oh, this is inaccurate or so. But let's move on. At the bottom, there is the average of the discrepancies. So all these are the differences. All I did, I added them all together, divided them by 14, the amount of times that I did the test, and I have an average value here. This is just the engineer inside me talking right now, because I love this kind of stuff. Anyway, the last thing on the right hand side, I wrote down which one has the highest discrepancy. So if we count DEXCOM, for example, okay, we can include this even though it's even. So you can say that DEXCOM has 6 different values, not 6 different values, like 6 of the highest differences between it and the rest, okay? Same LIBRE, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. LIBRE's got 5. MIAOMIAO, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they're all similar pretty much. Yeah, I mean 6 from 5 doesn't make a big difference. Now let's jump into a bit of values, a bit of details. What I see from this, okay, is that sometimes there is a biggish difference. So let's talk about it here. For example, the very first value, what I had on my blood glucose monitor is 9.4, DEXCOM 7.5. That is almost 2 millimole per liter. LIBRE 9.1. That is good, not a big difference. MIAOMIAO 7.7. You know, the difference is quite a lot. But what the MIAOMIAO said is that the arrow is going up. So basically, as I said at the start of the video, the arrow dictates where this figure is going. So it's gonna go towards the 9.4. So the MIAOMIAO is safe here. So if I am to criticize any of these values, it would be the DEXCOM. That's only for the first value. But we jump to the second value. Difference here, like the blood glucose monitor says it's 9.9 millimole per liter. DEXCOM is 9.1. Now the LIBRE is 7.5. Big difference, 2.4. The MIAOMIAO is 7.8. Another big difference, 2.2. So what I'm trying to say is that not because one time one of the gadgets gave you a different value than the blood glucose monitor, it means that it will remain doing the same. Do you get where I'm coming from? So here, LIBRE and MIAOMIAO were accurate. Here, DEXCOM was accurate. And then the trend goes on. I don't need to go through all the values. My conclusion on this is that, excuse me, that probably every gadget operates differently. All of them, they end up catching up with the blood glucose monitor, okay? So I would say it's down to the convenience in the end. So let me talk about it now. I mean, I'll keep this right here. So my opinion, they are all pretty much the same. Remember, these gadgets, they don't measure your blood sugar from the blood. They measure it from the interstitial fluid between the skin and the blood, okay? So there will be always a delay regardless. We all know this already. In terms of accuracy, you saw the table. I will put it right here so you can see what I see. I think that the difference isn't huge at all between all of them compared to the blood glucose monitor, and also between all of them compared to each other. So which one is more accurate then? That's the thing, they're all different. So they're all different in terms of speed. Okay, how long would it take me to measure the blood glucose from the interstitial fluid to be able to match it with the blood glucose monitor? All right, where is it installed? Okay, is it installed in my arm? Is it installed in my core? Is there enough fat? How is the blood flow in this area? There's a lot of factors, right, that could affect that. But in my opinion, overall, if you go down at the bottom and you look at the average discrepancies, you'll find that DEXCOM is like 0.7, LIBRE is 0.6, MIAOMIAO is 0.6. To me, that's nothing. So if I measure my blood glucose and I see it as 6 millimole per liter or 6.6 millimole per liter, whatever I'm gonna do is gonna be the same. So let's say, for example, if it's 14 millimole per liter or 14.6 millimole per liter, I'm gonna do the same thing to fix it. I'm not gonna take an extra unit to adjust for that 0.6 millimole per liter. And also, because like if there was one gadget that is completely inaccurate in every or most readings, then I would point that out, but that's not the case. When the DEXCOM is accurate, the LIBRE isn't. When the LIBRE is accurate, the MIAOMIAO isn't. When the MIAOMIAO is accurate, the DEXCOM isn't, and so on. So my conclusion is, which one is more convenient for you? And convenient, I'm talking about a lot of stuff. So think about, first of all, the size of it. So what do you do? For example, I'm a bodybuilder. I get involved in very high intensity exercises. And basically, being an athlete, you can't have something big attached to you. Okay, I'm gonna rip it off. It's not gonna work properly. So for me, size is important. Love the LIBRE. I like the DEXCOM size-wise as well. The MIAOMIAO adds an extra bit to the LIBRE. So for me, it's an extra size. Okay, extra size, not exercise. Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about the functionality. For example, the LIBRE, you have to keep on tapping. Whether it's the LIBRE 1 or LIBRE 2. So the LIBRE 2, for example, the sensor tells you if you're hypo or hyper, yet it doesn't tell you the value. This gets to me. I understand the mechanism of the LIBRE. It's not a continuous glucose monitor, it's a flash monitor. I understand that. But to me, it just seems like maybe they are just delaying the, like they already know that they can tell you the value, but maybe they're going to release it in the LIBRE 3 or 4 or 5, just like what iPhone does, you know, like they know that they can come up with the next big thing, but they're going to delay it to increase their sales. I have no idea. So that's one disadvantage, as opposed to having the DEXCOM or the MIAOMIAO, where I don't need to tap and it's always on my phone or my watch. If you have a watch, it's always on it. Your blood glucose, like now it's 6.8. I don't need to keep on tapping all the time. But LIBRE, it's so tiny and it lasts for 15 days. So I'm gonna come to the next step, the financial step. Lasts for 15 days, and 14 days, and it's available on the NHS. So if you live in UK, you can get it for free. You can't get the DEXCOM for free unless you're an exception, unless you're lucky, not an exception, unless you're very lucky, then you can get a DEXCOM for free. Maybe, I think young children can get it for free. So another thing is the finance. A LIBRE, if you don't get it for free, is only £50 for one sensor, and that will last you for 2 weeks. The DEXCOM is £50 for one sensor, but it will last you for 10 days. So Freestyle LIBRE is cheaper, okay? MIAOMIAO is a one-off payment. So it's a one-off device. You can buy it for like $100 or I don't know, $200, depends which type. I use the MIAOMIAO 2, and that's it. So in terms of finance, it's not a big deal because it's just one-off payment. So that's cool. But that's something that you need to consider, which one you can afford. Another thing to consider, which one is available. So you don't want to buy the transmitter for the DEXCOM, for example, and not being able to get the sensor later. Well, what's the point? The transmitter lasts for 90 days, okay? The sensors last for 10 days. If you manage to get only 3 sensors in the span of 90 days, you just wasted your money. So there's no point. What else? Yeah, and also the accuracy depending on the person. So I'll have to say this. So right now I'm wearing the DEXCOM. Here it is. I love how tiny it is, and I love one thing is that with the LIBRE, for example, if I hit, sorry, my memory was full. So I was saying is that if I hit a door frame with the LIBRE, straight away, it peels. Straight away I lose it. Okay, it's so fragile. The glue is not, the adhesive is not as strong. DEXCOM, whatever I do, it never falls. LIBRE would fall. That's one thing to consider. With me, and this is only personal, so I don't want you to take this as a factor because that's only me. I love the DEXCOM and everything, but whenever I am going through a hypoglycemia, I go through the hypo and then it notifies me. So I don't have a delay in the rest of the readings unless I'm going hypo. I don't know why. So I'm raising this with DEXCOM. As I said, this video is an unbiased video. It's for you to check to understand which one to go for, which gadget to go for. Sorry guys, it's been a very long day. Anyway, so this is my take on it. I hope this video helped. I hope it helps you in deciding what to buy or which one is better, and don't feel bad that you don't have access to another gadget that you think it's better, because honestly, I've been through all of them. I've been through a lot of pumps, and where I thought that something is superior than the other, it wasn't when I tried it, because everyone is different. So yeah, hope that helped. And as I mentioned in the video, there is another video that I created comparing where to install the Freestyle Libre on your core or on your arm. So you can check that out as well. And I have an Arabic version of that video. So I'm uploading this video and then I'm uploading an Arabic version of it.